Right there people, this is Brad the Lad back again with another video, and today I just want to talk about something I saw yesterday. Of course, the Chelsea-Tottenham game, we all know what happened between Tuchel and Conte. It really did kick off. I loved it, I enjoyed it. But it was after the game, in the analysis room, which was a bit of a which sort of baffled me a little bit. So Graeme Souness, I've never really been a big fan of him. I'm not saying I dislike him, but I've never really been his biggest fan. You know, the way he used to bang on about Paul Pogba all the time, you know, thankfully that's over. But yesterday he was talking about, because we were talking about what a great spectacle the game was. And it was a great spectacle for the Premier League. Happy birthday to the Premier League, by the way. 30 years, of course, fantastic. But Graeme Souness made a comment and said, it's a man's game again. And he sort of got slightly told off by presenter Dave Jones. Now, I don't blame Dave Jones in particular. I don't really blame him, because he's probably got a producer screaming in his ear to say, tell Graeme he shouldn't be saying that, or, you know, because also Karen Carney was in the studio as well, of course, and I think the comment he made was taken completely out of context. You know, there's this modern society thing where, you know, you can't say stuff like that anymore. Do you know, at the end of the game, I've noticed in the Premier League, you're not allowed to say, at Sky Sports, you're not allowed to say man of the match anymore. Women's football had player of the match, and that's how it's gone into men's football. It used to be man of the match. That's how we've always known it as. I don't think it's anything sexist. I don't think Graeme Souness was being sexist in any shape or form. He's defended those comments, and I agree with him. You know, because it was the men's game that they were playing. I'm not saying football in general, but I mean the match that we saw. It was a football match with men playing. Okay? And I know women's football is on the rise, and they did win the Euros, which was a fantastic achievement. But even so, I think the fact that you can't say men's game or whatever, you know, what if the women's football said football's a women's game? You know, there are these things like, well, when we were at school, obviously it was a few years ago, but I don't ever hear men playing netball. You know, people might say it's a girls' sport. I've never seen men playing netball. Never heard of it. Never. So I don't know what that is, and I think there are examples in life, not just in sport. I think, you know, obviously, like, if they want everything to be completely diverse and everything, like, a woman should be able to propose to a man. It happens, it does, but very rarely. The man always looks after the woman. That's how traditionally it's always been looked at. The man always pays for the dinner if they go out on a date. Men always have to do physical jobs to, like, help out, like building stuff, or, you know. And I think, you know, if you want everything to be so diverse and so politically correct, I'm not into politics. I know nothing about politics, but I do think, that there's just little things that you just think, yeah, well, equality and everything like that. I'm completely against violence as well. Like, obviously, a man should never hit a woman, and I completely agree with that, or threaten a woman. But I think again, the other way around, if it was them doing, yeah, I'm not going to get into it because I'm probably going to sound political. I'm probably going to get a lot of complaints, but I think people can see where I'm coming from. People have clearly misread Graeme Souness's comments. I never, when I heard it, I thought, yeah, it's. I think he was just referring it to as it was like in, I don't know, 2007 or something, football in 2007. I remember watching highlights from back then, and did have that same sort of aggression. So, yeah, the world over the past 5 years has just been, yeah, really. It's just, yeah, the life as we know it is just melted. It just disappeared. Everything's just gone. Poof, disappeared. Only thing we have to a time machine is YouTube. But yeah, I just thought I would make those comments. I thought I would, try and explain, and give my views on those comments, because I just think it's a massive nonsense, and everything's just taken out of context nowadays. You can't say anything. Nowadays, what's going to happen next is Graeme Souness going to get suspended for the rest of the season. I don't know. I hope not, because he hasn't done anything wrong. But yeah, I don't know who does make these decisions. I think it's bizarre. As for Manchester United, bottom of the league, I actually do fear we could be in a relegation battle. I'm not even joking. I am actually frightened that we could get relegated. We're bottom of the Premier League, no points. 1 goal scored in the 2 games we've had, and that was an own goal. And at Brentford, we actually, we had some possession. Because I remember against Brighton, we conceded the first chance. But, I don't know. Glazers out. Fucking hate the Glazers. Can't stand the Glazers. They've ripped my soul out. They've ripped the heart out of the club. And I just can't be arsed with it anymore. Honestly, I can't. It's just, yeah, it's mega depressing. That's all I've got to say on the matter. I'm not going to go ranting. Right, well, thank you very much for watching this video. Please remember to like, subscribe and comment below. Please let me know what you think of this video. Do you agree with what Graeme Souness said? Do you think it was taken out of context? Or do you think he said something wrong? Which I really, really disagree with you about if you do. But show me why. Thanks. See you in a bit.